Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
T-4 minutes.
No fear, they talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
T-3 minutes.
No fear, they talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
T-2 minutes.
Talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
T-1 minute. T-50 seconds.
No fear, they talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha,
T-40 seconds.
Right here. Yeah.
T-30 seconds.
I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear.
T-20 seconds.
Stretch words like
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? Man, it's hot down here. How's everybody doing in the chat? Everybody good? You know, as you guys come in, if you can just like the video, please, that will be wonderful. The more you like the video, the more it gets in YouTube's algorithm. And that's like the #1 way to support the channel is liking the video, hit your thumbs up. And if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys do that and enable your bell notifications so you don't miss out on a video. Now, the #1 way to support, which is what you guys are doing right now, is watch the video. You can also, if you guys want to be part of our membership, which is, I think it's like $4.99, right? I think it's something like that. Join so you guys can get the member only live streams for that for $4.99. You can also super chat just as a, you know, as a donation. You can super chat, or another way you guys can support the channel, and a lot of people do this, and actually I appreciate this. I appreciate everything, but Cash App is better because if you send $5, I get $5. If you send $5 on YouTube as a super chat, I get $2.50, but I don't complain. I like all support. Just wanted to get that out there. But so guys, we had the funeral today for Nolan Wells, and I don't know if you guys had a chance to check it out. Some of it I ended up cutting out. So if you guys watched it, some of it you're probably saying, why doesn't it have sound? I knew when I was streaming it that I wasn't supposed to be streaming the music, but the reason why I did, because I thought that they had somebody that was actually there singing, but it was a track. So what happens is we can't play music on YouTube. They will, you know, tell us to, you know, take it down. So what I ended up doing is taking the music out. You know, in the beginning of the service, they played a lot of music. We can't have that music on there. They'll tell us to take it down because essentially we can't monetize off of somebody else's music. So that's kind of like how that works. But that's kind of okay, because I wanted to kind of go over it today again, because I don't know what you guys have saw so far. There's a lot going on. Nolan Wells was laid to rest today. Autopsy results. People have stated that there was a closed casket. Now, I cannot say if there was a closed casket or not, because what I do know is they had a wake. And I don't know. Have you all ever been to a wake where it was a closed casket? I mean, I don't know. Y'all have to let me know. So I don't know. I don't know. So good question. I don't want to say that he had a closed casket because I really don't know. That's why I said I thought from my experience that that's, you know, when you have a wake, it's open. I always thought that, you know, if someone was going to have a closed casket, that they wouldn't have a wake, but I could be wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I have no idea. Actually, I don't think I've ever been to a funeral that there's been a closed casket. So I probably just don't know. Anissa Allen. Oh, you got a long name. Thank you for the 440 gems. It says Uncle Alert. I appreciate it. So I'm not sure. Have you guys, you know, been to what somebody said wakes are for immediate family and friends? Well, I'm asking about it being open casket opposed to, you said wake are for immediate. Yeah. Okay. So I guess you're saying that maybe they had it open only for the wake. I don't know. Oh, okay. So somebody said the news reported it that it was closed. Okay. So I was hearing that it was closed. I just wasn't sure. Yes, it depends on the family if they want it open or closed. So, you know, and there's been speculation about how he looked. I know I did videos on it. I mean, I don't know, you know, if the family decides if they want to have an open casket or not. So if, you know, if they decided to have a closed casket, then it's a closed casket. You know, that's their decision that they make as a family. So I said, why does it matter? We're having a conversation. So that's what we do over here. So I don't know what you mean. Why does it matter? This is what we do over here. They may have had pics if his body was decomposed. So sad. Okay, yeah, because that makes sense then, now that I'm thinking about it, because actually, as I think, the funerals that I've been to have been with close family or friends. I don't think I've ever really been to a funeral of somebody that I'm not really that close to. So I guess that would make sense then. Maybe they just wanted it to be the wake where it's open, and like you indicated in the chat, since it's only for close family and friends, I would imagine maybe they don't want pictures. I don't know. So it matters because people have stated that he was possibly beat up or jumped. So that's why it matters. I mean, people that drown, I wouldn't imagine that their face would be so messed up. And I don't know if his face is messed up, but I know I did a video over here. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had did a video over here where there were these ladies, and the ladies had stated that they had knew someone, and the individual had stated that Nolan Wells' body was possibly burned and had been damaged or something to that nature. And I don't know if you guys remember, but if you don't, it was a video that was all over social media. It was
this talk about Nolan Wells today. So today, we actually know someone that works transporting bodies, human remains, and things like that. So today I got a call from that person, and they were just talking about the body that they came across. This was Nolan Wells. So before knowing all that, he said that the body was mistreated. Yeah. It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe. Where? Face, body, said he was burnt. And not only that, his body was mistreated when they transported him. So as they were transporting,
I heard somebody putting in the chat, yes, waterlogged. They say his body was not waterlogged. So let's just make sure we're not, saying incorrect things. No, they said his body was not waterlogged.
He was.
That's why we're trying to figure out how is it that he drowned.
We actually know someone that works transporting bodies, human remains, and things like that. So today I got a call from that person, and they were just talking about the body that they came across. This was Nolan Wells. So before knowing all that, he said that the body was mistreated. Yeah. It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe. Where? Face, body, said he was burnt. And not only that, his body was mistreated when they transported him. So as they were transporting him, he was actually face down. So everyone knows when you're transporting a body, when, only a couple of people work that job, they all know you don't transport the body face down. That's kind of very disrespectful. So you always have them face up. Well, specifically his body whatever reason was face down. And me personally, I took that as disrespect. Yeah. Heart goes out to the family. Yes, definitely. Because all we know is what they put out on the internet. But today, we actually found out a lot about his autopsy without even reading the autopsy. Yeah. It's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry that family had to go through this. Really just want to give our condolences to the family, as a mom or moms, grandmothers, dads. Family, period. We give the most prayers to you, and we stand behind you because we know right what really happened. Right. So. And at the end of the day, whatever lies those families have covered up, or whatever lies they're trying to cover, we're sorry, and we're here for you, and we just want you to know that what was seen today was unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and that's why we want to inform. So what's going on during the transport like that? Something you can be quiet on at all. When you've seen something so heartbreaking as a child, go through something traumatic. Yes. It hurts to know that was done to him in the ways that we can't even express. Right. And as a person, you should have some type of humanity. Right. And I felt like those people who was transporting him did not have humanity in no way, shape, or form. Because if I can feel the way I feel about the situation, just listening to what happened, you also can listen to what happened to this child. Right. Because at the end of the day, that is a child that you did that to. Right. So this child needs justice. justice. Because we're not going to sleep until he gets it.
At all. And I heard the feds are in Mississippi right now. So justice for Nolan Wells.
No matter what.
Our heart goes out to his mom, his family, everybody.
And just know, families, we're coming for you.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about Nolan Wells.
The reason why I just played that video, because it's been speculation, you know, as it relates to the condition of the body. But, you know, being that they decided to close the casket, I mean, that kind of tells that there was something that they did not want to show. But again, the family decides, you know, how they just, you know, want to, you know, handle that, because, you know, obviously it's their relative. So they kind of make that decision. So for the people in the chat, this is a news channel. This is what we talk about over here. So for the ones that's in the chat just talking, this is what we do over here. You can definitely exit. But yeah, we do talk about those things over here. I don't believe anybody has said that it wasn't the family's decision, but we're having a conversation and you are free to leave if you don't like it. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I want to get into something really quickly here, because they did have the funeral today. And if you guys were watching, you know that they offered a $100,000, what do I want to say, reward. So they're offering a $100,000 reward for any information that would lead to a conviction, is what he said, a conviction to whoever is, you know, responsible. Because I believe the consensus of everybody is, we all think something has happened or something nefarious happened to Nolan, simply because right after it happened, they said, oh, there's no foul play here. And that was before. That was like what they call it, putting the cart before the horse. How do you say that there was no foul play if you have not yet conducted an investigation? So I think the issue here is, we all, I know I feel like, you know, Nolan is not my relative, but even as a regular, you know, person, he deserved to have a proper investigation. And I don't feel like there was any type of investigation, because if there is an investigation, or if there is going to be an investigation, the proper thing to say is, we're going to withhold all of our judgment until we find out what the results are of the investigation. But when you start saying, oh, there was no foul play, we don't see anything that happened here, people start to get upset, because this is somebody's relative. And we all have people we love in our lives, whether it be our children, our husband, our wife, our cousin, our uncle. And people feel like the reason that he's being handled so differently is because of race. Because listen, had it been 3 Black young men with a white boy, I'm sure they would have been doing way much more than what they're doing. You know, if it is a situation that he drowned, how do we know? I think that's the problem that everybody has with this entire case, is that, again, we're seeing another miscarriage of justice. You did not conduct an investigation. And then if you want to flip the script, you have Carmelo Anthony, who in prison for 35 years, frankly, because he a Black boy that had a situation with a white boy. It's just too much. It's just too much damn racism in this country. And it's getting disgusting. It really is. It's really getting disgusting. And it's really getting exhausting to constantly go through the same situation over and over again. If what they're saying is correct, then conduct the investigation. It's just so many answered questions here. You know, I can't get over the part that they had his cell phone and the mother had to track the cell phone down. That's a red flag, that you want someone else's phone. Why do you need to be in someone else's phone? Okay. You know, like a female situation or a male situation where the male trying to get in his girlfriend phone, or the girlfriend trying to get in the boyfriend phone. Why did they need to get in his phone? That's weird. Like there's something else to that. I've never had a friend in my life that I needed to get and see what was in their phone. I feel like it was something that could have happened that he could have filmed. And they, maybe an argument or something ensued. But why did they need his phone? They never investigated this, but they keep saying, oh, when you're on a boat. Well, we understand that if you're on a boat, that you're not going to be in the water with your phone. But what we don't understand is they said that Nolan left with a girl. He was going to hang out with the girl. So then why didn't he take his phone? That doesn't make any sense. But they want to make it make sense, and it don't make sense. We have a judge who's on social media intimidating witnesses, because I don't care what nobody say. The lady was intimidating witnesses is what she was doing. As a judge, she's not supposed to conduct herself like that. This is a judge. If you guys listen to Carlos Moore, who is a previous judge that he worked in Mississippi, he said that he commented guys, a comment on the Kyle Rittenhouse case after it had wrapped, and they banned him for life for being a judge again in the state of Mississippi. All he did was commented on after they had found him not guilty. But she can comment on an active investigation of an open case. We ain't dumb. We ain't dumb like these folks. We're not dumb. I believe something happened. I don't give a damn what they say. I believe something happened because, y'all, where's the autopsy? Today is the 20th. Tomorrow will be the 21st. Still no autopsy? Come on now. Why would the autopsy? Listen, y'all, if autopsies took this long, they would never have any investigations or anything else. Autopsies don't take this long. They don't take this long.
Wow. We come to celebrate the life. Start
to the hour.
First, let us pray. Dear God, we come this morning as humble as we know how. We come to celebrate the life of this young man, Nolan Xavier Wells. We come with a painful acknowledgement of you allowed him to return home at a young age. We can't question what you do, but we can ask for the strength and power to be given us to go through this and understand the meaning of this and to seek what is required of this at this hour. Look on his family, his mother, his father, his siblings, and all of his blood relatives that long after the cameras are gone, long after the crowds stop coming by, they will bear the burden of an empty chair in the house. They will bear the burden of memories that will not ever leave them, and give them the strength to find some meaning and give them the memory of the joys that he brought them and wipe away their tears from their eyes so that they can see and be what he would want them to be at this hour. We don't have words or anything we could give, but you have the strength and the power to hold them up. And we ask for that strength today. And look down here in Mississippi today and let us pursue justice. Whatever the situations are that led to this, let every stone be rolled back and every veil be torn asunder. And let truth pop out of the ground like a flower. And let justice flow down like a water. And mercy like a mighty stream. These blessings we ask in your name. Amen. Let me first give honor to the pastor who has been so wonderful in allowing us to be here today. Senior Pastor Pagel and Executive Pastor Brownsville. Reverend R.D. Holmes, who heads National Action Network in Tallahassee, came all the way from Tallahassee, Florida, and to some of those, there you are, I'm looking for you, you did the scripture. Some of those that came to just give strength to the family. We honored, flew all the way from New York with me this morning. Spike Lee is with us. And the one and only T.O., Terrell Owens, wanted to be here with the family. In fact, if you look to your right, everybody look to your right, shake hands with that person because you are Elmer and Christian's special guest. Everybody, shake hands with the person to your right. So you can't say you were not special from the family. Everybody here. Before I start the eulogy, I want us to hear from the mother and father of Nolan, because they are the ones that bear the burden, the pain, and the will to go forward to make his name stand for what it should stand for. And I want us to hear their words. Many of us have different emotions, but no one's emotion should override the emotions of the mother and father. We are here to stand with them. This is their child. And you can't be more angry or hurt or burdened than them. So don't outrun them. Let us stand and uphold them at this hour of grief. Let me ask them to come and give a few words. The mother and father, Elmore and Christine.
First, I want to give all thanks and honor and glory to God for choosing Elmore and me to be Nolan's parents. We thank you, Lord, for the beautiful 18 years that you blessed us with him. Thank you for the joy he brought not only to our family, but also to his friends and everyone in the community whose lives he touched. Nolan had such a gentle, calming spirit about him. He had a way of making people feel seen, welcome, and valued. He could lift your confidence with just a few words and make you feel like you belonged. If you ever had the privilege of meeting our son Nolan or calling him a friend, then you experienced a glimpse of God's love through him. He was both protective and nurturing. He often told us that one day he wanted to have 3 daughters that he would name Sophia, Charlotte, and Olivia. He had a deep love for the Lord and an unwavering faith that was evident in the way he lived his life. As much as our hearts are broken, we find peace in knowing that our son is resting in the arms of the Lord. We will miss everything about him, from his quiet nature to the corny jokes, his gentle smile, the way he made everyone around him feel comfortable, loved, and at ease. Your absence has left an emptiness that can never truly be filled. A piece of our hearts will always be missing. Nolan, your father and I are incredibly proud of you. We've always been proud of you, of the young man you were, and we will always be proud of the legacy of love, kindness, and faith that you have left behind. In a world that can often feel dark, be like Nolan. Be the light that brightens the lives of those around you. Be the warmth for those who may be feeling the coldness of the world. Love deeply, protect fiercely, and welcome others with kindness. And remain faithful, knowing that God is always with you. Lastly, I ask that each of you keep Nolan's memory alive. Hold him close in your hearts. Share his stories and never stop saying his name. As long as we continue to remember him, his light will continue to shine through us all. Nolan, we love you. We'll continue to fight for you. Yes. And until we meet again, and thank you all for coming. Thank you.
You guys gotta excuse me. I might be kind of all over the place a little bit. First of all, I want to say out of all my kids, Nolan was the one that would crawl backwards on the regular. Like babies crawl forward, he would crawl backwards. And he had this crazy haircut that I just, I don't know, you had to see it to know him. But I want to start off by saying how proud I am of you, my son. You grew up to be a very young man that everyone enjoyed to be around. The constant lectures from me about having character, self-respect, self-discipline, and perseverance really hit home with you at an early age. These were the things that I had to live through to really be able to pass down to you and your siblings. I remember when you first asked to play basketball, and I admit I was kind of worried because you never picked up a basketball, you never shot one. We didn't have a actual basketball goal. The only thing we had was that Walmart special, the little plastic one that everybody breaks in the first few days. But on that first day of trials, you shocked me and your mom. And just to make a long story short, you, Jalen, and Javon won y'all first championship together. Middle school was even more exciting because you were not just making a name for yourself on the football field, the basketball court, and the baseball diamond, but you were also laying the groundwork for your little brother Elmore. I nicknamed you Mr. Cool Hands because it seemed like you was catching a touchdown every game. You wanted to be the best. So I poured all my knowledge into you that I could by taking you to the gym to work out, taking you to the beach to do drills in the sand, teaching you how to watch film, how to study your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And you carried these teachings all the way through high school and had an amazing run. Also, during that time, you made a lot of friends. You helped a lot of people and you became well liked by many. It really warmed me and your mother's heart when we would get a phone call or an email from a teacher talking about something that you did for a fellow student. All the teachers love Nolan. The day you came home from college, you came in the room and you asked me about training. You would always ask us or always tell us about things that you want to do for us. When you signed with a school, you want to do this and take me and your mother there. And I would always tell you that, son, you need to take it one day at a time. During this time, you trained, you worked out. The bond with your younger siblings grew stronger because they looked up to you for motivation, especially your younger brother, which played the same position as you did. You guys' competition, Cannon, Nolan loved you, and he wanted you to do just as good as he did. Ethan, the same way. Even though you weren't a receiver, he wanted you to do great things. Carly, Jaden, with you guys being the oldest, he wanted the best for you guys. And I know that he would have did anything he could to make you guys happy. I just want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for coming out and celebrating our son. Nolan meant a lot to a lot of people. And today it just shows us how much he meant to the community, to the country, and to the world. Thank you guys again for coming out. We appreciate it.
Can we have all of his sisters?
Oh, y'all, that is just so much. I mean, I can just feel the pain in their voice. Like, this is something that no parent should have to go through. Now, I've been seeing what some of you guys have been putting in the chat. Now, as it relates to the autopsy, I don't believe that they received anything. I believe if they received it, they would say that they received it. If you guys recall, Ben Crump said that they haven't received anything. Now, keep in mind, guys, with this second autopsy, they had planned for the body to get there sooner, but then they said they had some issues with the weather and that his body didn't get there to this weekend. So, you're rightfully so, they don't have to release the information, but this is what I get from this family. I don't get that this family wants to withhold the information. I believe, they went this route because they were not getting any information. And your kids better than anything. We don't know Nolan. And I feel like them saying he gave them his phone, y'all, that don't make sense. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's not like, he was at a house with a phone. You are on an island. I'm going to have to show y'all a picture of Horn Island. I don't know if y'all had the opportunity to see Horn Island, but it is literally, it is a small piece of land surrounded by the ocean. I don't even know, again, why anybody would go to some shit like that, because the little piece of land that they're on looked like it could just sink to the bottom of the ocean. So I guess I don't understand why the parents would withhold any information. I don't believe that they're withholding anything. I believe that they don't have the autopsy. I mean, I just believe that they don't have it. Guys, think about this. If Mississippi had the autopsy, they would have been said it. You think Mississippi is going to allow the narrative that they haven't provided the family with the autopsy? No. I mean, I don't believe that they have it and that they're intentionally not showing it. Can y'all please get out of my chat asking me? So let me just make sure y'all understand. why do you care about if their family is blended? Go ask them. I don't know nothing about their family. None of that is none of my concern. I don't know nothing about their family. I'm just here to talk about the case. I don't get into people business about who daddies is who. I don't know why y'all even care. If that's her husband and this is how they run their family and he say he the father, I don't understand why y'all care. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. That's not my concern. I don't know. Why do you care? But again, I don't feel like they have the autopsy. I just don't. I don't. You know, we talked about the closed casket. I guess it's been confirmed that the casket was in fact closed. I saw people doing videos on it and I just wasn't sure. But obviously, if they receive the autopsy report, they can keep it confidential. But I don't believe that they've had any type of autopsies, you know, as it relates. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, there was a picture that was shown as it relates to the actual funeral. And I want to show you guys something because I really like this. It looks like the players kind of came together and I really like that. And, you know, it just shows as a community, we can come together when we want to. And and we do support each other, especially, you know, during things like this. But I saw a whole bunch of brothers showed up to this funeral to show their support for Nolan. But, you know, them other boys, they wasn't nowhere to be found. So that looks like, I guess that was his team from the community college, which all showed up, which I just love to see that. I just love to see it. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that it was white people there, you know, because I don't think they have a problem with anybody white. But isn't it interesting where those other folks at? Where they at? Where them other folks at? You have to really be careful. I'm telling you about who you hang around. If something is off, it's off. Don't try to figure it out. If something seems off, it is in fact off. Somebody said, Mary, it was 7 kids, now it's 6. Yeah, it's very, very sad. I can just feel the you know, everything that they're going through. And I hope you guys know too, there is $100,000 reward that they have out for anybody that has information that is going to lead to a conviction. This is what they're saying. So Tyler Perry is given $50,000 and then Reverend Al Sharpton is giving $50,000 because for some reason, you know, some of us Black folks love to drag other Black folks, you know, because we, you know, some of us just don't like ourselves, you know, period. And that's just that. You know, I done heard enough stuff about Ben Crump that people done said about Al Sharpton. It's just like, I just don't understand. I mean, whatever they're doing to support this family, if y'all think they fake, let them be fake and support the family. I don't understand why others care about if a person is being fake. Let them be fake then. Why the hell do you care? Those fake friends that were on that boat are supposed to be from high school. Well, here's the deal. You know, they said that they loved him like a brother, but well, I didn't anticipate that they would show up anyways. Now, if you guys just came in, make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys share the video if you can. We know that. So what are you guys' thoughts? Like, what do you think? Obviously, at this late stage, they got to have the autopsy. Why they're not releasing it? Some people tend to think that one of the reasons that they're not releasing the autopsy is because they're waiting on the second autopsy. But if they're doing that, we know that they on some bullshit. Natasha Holiday 729A, thank you for the $2 super chat. We got Jess Joseph Daniels, 1130. Thank you for the 10 gems. We got Jess. Oh, okay, that's you again. Jess Josephine Daniels. Thank you again for 10 gems. So a total of 20 gems. Katrina Smart, 3278. Thank you for the 440 gems. And then we got Latara, 123 Abel. Thank you for the 440 gems. We got Sheila Westbrooks, 4920. Thank you for the 30 gems. And I think I mentioned this one already. Anissa Allen Hobson, 6491. Thank you for the 440 gems. So what are y'all saying in the chat? In a minute here. Let me fix my screen. What y'all saying? I worked in ER for 32 years. And my husband is a doctor. That first autopsy should have been real. Yeah, exactly that part. And look, I ain't never worked in ER. Okay, I know it. Listen, I done had folks pass away before. The autopsies don't take this like, come on. It's given they're hiding something. This is what this is given. They're hiding something. And this is why people don't believe shit that they say. This is why. Thank you, Cash Gang 773 for the 30 gems. This is why we don't believe them. Because this shit don't add up. It don't add up and it don't make sense. It does not make any sense. I mean, we're not stupid. And you know, it's very irritating for people to act like we're dumb and tell us that he drowned, but yet you don't have the basic things. You don't have an autopsy, you don't have shit. So we're just supposed to believe what you say. Now, I would suggest though, the autopsy from Washington, D.C. should be coming within this next week though, because the way that Ben Crump described it is the body literally just got to them this weekend. So I would imagine just not enough time. Partay Capricorn, thank you for the 200 gems. So it's definitely feeling like some corruption here, y'all. It's definitely feeling like some corruption. If you guys are just joining, please make sure you like the video. If you guys have not enabled your bell notification, make sure you do that. I'm just skimming some of y'all, some of y'all messages. Now, if you have something that you want me to read, because I just like try to skim them really quickly, you can super chat your question and therefore it's going to show up in green and I can't miss it. But other than that, I'm just skimming what you guys are saying here in the chat. Y'all know y'all hear me cussing and I had to mute it. People know they be weird. If you see me on live, what the hell is you talking to me for? Crazy? But yeah, this shit ain't adding up. But this is not adding up. It's just not. It's not adding up. Y'all, we in a fucked up situation. Let's just call it what it is. We got an old crazy ass president who's implementing all of this crazy stuff. We're in a messed up situation. As I said in a previous video, they say that the feds is investigating it. The feds are investigating threats. Y'all, we are in a bad situation. We're in a bad situation. You know, if people thought they complained before, we got what, 2 more years of this bullshit? We got like 2 more years of this bullshit. How are they burying the body without releasing an autopsy? Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. How are they? These folks is doing whatever the heck they want to do. This is this MAGA shit. Woo. Y'all can believe whatever you want. It don't matter what a person tell you. You will always believe what you want. They said that he drowned and don't have the autopsy. So no, that's not it. That's not it. Yep, if you guys are new here, thank you for being here and make sure you guys hit that like button. Nolan was murdered. This is why they're calling it. Yes, it's just, I mean, this, we ain't dumb. One thing about us black folks, I don't care what nobody else say. One thing we ain't is stupid. Okay. It's a lot of stupid asses out here. It just ain't us. You can't lie to us. We know when it's some bullshit. And this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Straight up bullshit. You know what somebody said today? We have Nolan Wells, good student, you know, planning his future, suddenly came up unalived. He wasn't no race baiter, you know, like his mother said, he loved everybody. We haven't heard the dusty pedo president say anything about him. But soon as the race baiter, what's his name? Charlie Kirk, or whatever the hell his name is that I never heard about. Soon as somebody took his ass out of here, they were, you know, having funerals and dedicating shit to him. If y'all don't think it's about race, I don't know what to tell y'all. Nothing. What president? And you know, I can't believe they talked about Barack Obama like the way that they did. That's probably why they got this idiot Donald Trump. Barack Obama wouldn't carry himself like Donald Trump on his worst day. Nobody has said anything about Nolan Wells because he's black. I mean, come on. You have a president that's in the White House calling a previous president and his wife an ape or a monkey or whatever the hell it was. It's out of line. Did y'all see this comment? I'm really not sure, but if somebody could answer me, is his body in the casket? Are you okay? Are you okay, Natalie? We don't understand what you mean, is his body in the casket. Are you okay? I have no idea what that means. Is his body in the casket? Woo, child. Some of y'all, child. Exactly. He pardoned the January 6th rioters, but here's the deal. He pardoned them and they went out and committed additional crimes. You do know that. Jake Lane is back in court for committing another crime. He's been in jail several times since being released. So it's just like, whew. I don't know, y'all. We're in a messed up situation right here. We're in a messed up situation. And because of this stupid president that we got in the White House, they trying to shit on black folks. I'm just trying to tell you. That's what they trying to do. They trying to shit on black folks. And you can walk around here and act like you don't see it, but it's real. Warren's mom is a judge and her husband, his dad, is a doctor. And over the toxicology department, well, I don't know about him being over the toxicology department because I received some information on him. He was a doctor at a hospital. So whoever's spreading that lie, that's not true. Because somebody sent me a picture of him with his hospital. He works at a hospital because they sent me the information. So I don't believe people be lying too much. They lie too much. You know, I get it. You know, you want to put out content, but you know, the man ain't over no toxicology department. I don't know, maybe so, but I believe that that's a lie. Yeah, I don't believe that because I do have a picture of him. Let me see if I can find it. And I almost thought he was maybe a emergency room doctor, but I mean, I could be wrong. Let me see if I still have the picture that I can bring up, but I don't. That's, you know, these people be lying too much over here on YouTube. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you guys. Did y'all happen to see this? This is allegedly a post that was posted on social media, and this is supposed to be one of the brothers that said that you can't be listening to all these black people saying his friends did something. He was with my brother that day on the boat and he chose to stay. They know who the girl is. it happens at Horn all the time. I don't know what he mean. It happens at Horn Island all the time. He says, these guys posting this shit on TikTok are all worthless blacks who want nothing but views. Nolan has basically lived at my house for the last 3 years. We would never do anything to harm him. Now they're saying that this is the boy brother. You know, I'm not, listen, nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. I don't know if it's his brother, but the name is the same last name. But again, we don't know. It says Ike Pyron. He's supposedly, allegedly one of, you know, these kids' brothers. Child, it's a mess. This is a mess. The whole shit is a mess. Didn't they say they used Nolan's phone to call Katie when someone asked where he was? Yeah. Well, Javon's mother who went to get the phone said it was in Wyatt's truck and took 15 minutes to bring it to her. Thank you for the super chat, Warren. So here's the thing, Warren. Again, they said they didn't know this lady, Katie, okay? They said he went to hang out with some girl named Katie. And they said they didn't know. And then as the story unfolded, then they said they did know her. So again, it's so many lies. And it's like, okay, how did you know her? But then at first you didn't know her. These are things that the police are supposed to be looking into. Because first of all, if he had just met her and he didn't have his phone with him, then Nolan wouldn't have been able to get her number to put in his phone. So you see what I'm saying? This story don't add up. It just it's all over the place. But they did say that. So what I heard from Javon's mother is that when she went to get the phone, it took them 15 minutes, about 15 minutes to actually give it to her, as in putting it in her hand. When I thought about that, I thought that perhaps they were probably deleting other information. That's just what I thought. Which is crazy, because why would you have his phone? Think about this, y'all. They called Nolan's mother to tell her that Nolan was missing, okay? Never told her one time that they had his phone. Because think about it. If somebody called you and tell you, oh, we was with such and such and we can't find such and such, you're going to be on your phone like, let me call them, okay? You're going to be calling. But you don't know that the phone is with the people that's telling you they don't know where he's at. They never told his mother this. So imagine they got his phone and the mama is just calling the phone. She's calling, blowing his phone up. This is how you know that it's some foul play involved. If they had his phone and just forgot, they would have said, oh, shoot. Oh, we got his phone. They was sitting there with his phone the whole time. You know what his mother should do? Because since then, I went and got the Life 360 app. And I'm going to tell you what the Life 360 app does. It tells you when the battery is low. So if I were to look on my phone and I look at the people who's on my Life 360 app, it tells me the percentage of their battery. And we even played a game. Well, I won't say it was a game, but one of our phones died. And I said, let me go look on the Life 360 because I wanted to know, what does the Life 360 say when your battery go down? So what Life 360 does is when your battery dies, it shows you at whatever last address you were at before the battery died. Now, obviously, once you turn your phone on and you recharge it and you go somewhere else, it's going to show you at that location. So I think, too, Nolan's mom needs to really dig into the data for the Life 360 app because it holds information for 30 days, okay? It holds it for 30 days. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on mom not opening the casket? I feel like, I get it. You don't want to show them, but we need the shot. We need to show everything. You know what I mean? We need to show everything. We need to show every single thing. So I don't know. Exactly. How was they able to get his phone? The story that they're telling is he gave us his phone. You can't never make me believe that. You can't make me believe that. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. Also, I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see this. Now, there is a video. Well, let me show y'all this before we switch gears. I want to show y'all this because I don't know if y'all had the opportunity to see a video from Horn Island. Let me see if I can find a good one because I want y'all to actually see. Let me see if I can find a good one. It's literally surrounded by water. It's creepy. I don't even know why people would even go there, to be honest. I feel like that little area is going to sink. It's going to sink into the ocean at some point. They couldn't pay me to go to no damn Horn Island. Let me see if I can show y'all a picture. But I don't. Let me see if I can find y'all a good picture. It's literally an island in the middle of nowhere. Let me see if I can find a good one, though. I'm trying to see if I can find a good video. I had saw some. Let me just see here. Okay, I found one. Okay, let me show y'all this video. I need y'all to see this because I don't know why in the hell people even going to Horn Island. Probably Warren Hawkins, thank you again for your super chat. Wait a minute, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wait a minute, Warren. Probably didn't open the casket because these weirdos would have been making memes and AIO. Yeah. I always forget that it's weirdo ass people. Like, seriously, they weird. It really is. Let me show y'all this shit. I don't know why anybody would go to Horn Island. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to no shit like this where you got a little bitty stretch of land. You got a little bitty stretch of an island surrounded by water. Bitch, I can't drink that much water. I'm not going to the motherfucking Horn Island. Y'all got to be out y'all motherfucking minds.
Now the day starts with breaking news.
Breaking news, a body has been found.
Y'all, that's Horn Island. Who going to that shit? Why would you want to go there? No way in hell I'm going there. Nothing about this trip would have been fun to me. Look at this shit. That's Horn Island. You see that little bitty land right there? I think this land is going to eventually sink into that damn ocean. You couldn't pay me to go on that shit. Look at that. Look at that. Why would you go to there? That's going to be in the middle of the ocean real soon. There would be no way in hell I would go to that. I thought that Horn Island was a nice piece of, area. No, this is a real small. Why would you want to go there? Ain't no way in hell I would go there. I wouldn't go there at all. No way. This island is going to be in the middle of that damn ocean real soon. Look at that. So how do you leave somebody out there like that? How do you leave? There is nowhere for them to go. Look at that. Some people keep saying, what if Katie had something to do with it? So wouldn't it make sense then for Katie to have his phone? I mean, I don't know why Katie would have something to do with it, but they would take his phone and not tell his mama about it until she came and got it, and still didn't really tell her then. So, I mean, we got to point to where the stuff is pointing to. But yeah, this is Horn Island. Looks very creepy.
On Horn Island, near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm
not sure why anybody would go to that damn place. I would never go there. That kid that had the phone gave it to his mama. Them fools took the boat to their lake house and docked it. The parent covered this whole shit up. Watch what I say. Listen, that's why I believe you. This is why people keep talking about Katie. I would be more susceptible thinking that Katie had something to do with it if they didn't have his phone, they didn't have his keys, there was information that the boat was being cleaned. There's too many things. There's too many things. All of these things, what would Katie have to do with that? It just doesn't make any sense. I believe the Katie situation was brought up to try to take the heat off of them. I mean, if Katie had something to do with it, then why do they have his phone? If Katie has something to do with it, and then think about this, y'all. They said, you know, he's hanging out with Katie. So why did y'all think to call his mama at 11 o'clock? Because if I thought somebody was hanging out with somebody and they told me to keep their phone, I'm not thinking about them because they cool. So and then why did you think to call a mama at 11 o'clock at night? I mean, clearly they can't go out to Horn Island at 11 o'clock. I guess they could, but it's super dark. So it's just like nothing, all roads to me point to them because it's just, I mean, you got to think about it. Katie didn't go get a lawyer. Why they went and got a lawyer? It just, I can't, I mean, if you think Katie did it, I mean, you're welcome to think whatever you want, but Katie actually talked to the parents. They haven't. They haven't talked to the parents since, you know, her son has been, you know, found unalived. So keep in mind, these are friends that he, you know, allegedly were friends with for years. I don't know if Katie has a boyfriend. I don't even know what that even means. You know, I mean, you know, you guys be on YouTube listening to these lying ass people. They just be making up all type of shit, you know, and it just don't make sense. I mean, I think it's enough real stuff to talk about than just be on here making up shit. Because we can talk about the friends all day. We can talk about the friends all day and how they are guilty. If they're not guilty, they damn sure act guilty. But the Katie scenario, to me, it's just, it don't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So, well, why did they take the phone? You know, why, you know, Katie didn't get a lawyer. I mean, I don't know. It's just none of this even makes sense. I feel like she was just somebody that they used to say, yeah, she's, you know, she was, or he was with her or whatever. It doesn't, I don't feel like it is anything valid other than them saying that, trying to take heat off of them. If y'all recall, recently now we're seeing pictures, you know, and I believe it's AI, and they're saying, oh, look, Nolan was on Katie's boat. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that. I just don't. I don't believe that. I mean, come on now. Your friend passed away and you can't even call his mama? Man, get up out of here. Get up out of here. No, I don't believe any of that. I mean, listen, we may not know what happened, but we can look at the information and what we do know happened. And saying Katie did it, well, shit, why they take his phone? Okay, why they not talking to his mom? Why they scared? Keep in mind, guys, what's this lady name? This judge lady, 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐿, stated that she went to high school with Christine and as if she has so much respect for Christine, but she hasn't talked to Christine either. So why is she coming out telling us all of this bullshit? She hasn't been in contact with Christine. I wouldn't be in contact with Christine either if one of my children had did something, because I don't know what to say. Yeah, Judge Ashley ain't doing shit but playing victim. Now that is what she's doing. She's playing victim, because if she can play victim, then she can, like, and see, we talked about this before. This is what YT people do. They will always become victims. That is the role that they play very well. That's the role that they play very well. Someone has lost their son and you talking about people threatening you. Call the police there. you should pick up the phone and call 911. Okay. But making this all about you, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Katie never had a boat. Her people's, yeah, I heard that. This is what one commenter, Iraq Williams, Katie never had a boat. Her peoples came and got her on their boat. They said that Katie is cooperating with authorities. She is definitely going to be a witness one day. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't make me think Katie had nothing to do with it. Not saying that, you know, people that don't do stuff don't talk to the police, but I would have a hard time believing that she did it. But them, yeah, they given they had something to do with it. It's given they had something to do with it. I'm sorry, it does. No, I'm not sorry. I mean, every move that they have made, it indicates that they, you know, it was some foul play. All of this, he drowned bullshit. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, people that can't swim ain't going out on that damn boat, let alone get in the water. No. Nobody is taking into consideration anything that his family is saying. They said that he can swim. What the hell is y'all talking about? Oh, well, yeah, he can swim. But if he went out there and the currents was going this way, like y'all, they do the same thing over and over, try to dismiss what Black people say. And it's irritating. The governor is in it helping. Oh, of course the governor is in there because, oh, and thank you for your super chat. Of course, because right after Ben Crump met with the district attorney, the dumb governor the next day goes and does a press conference about something totally different. But of course, he was asked about this case. And what did he say? What did the governor say? Actually, I think I have it right here. What did the governor say? He basically said he doesn't see any foul play, which is really bad because if there was a situation where they were going to bring people in or were going to, you know, issue charges, the governor making a public statement saying that they don't have any evidence, it really looks bad. So he should have just kept his stupid mouth closed and basically said, listen, I can't comment on an open investigation. But of course, when it got something to do with Black people, they just open their mouth and talk reckless. They do this all the time. They do this all the time. So I'm going to find that video. Let's get into it because this is why I told you all, I said, I don't believe that anything is going to happen based on, you know, just a timeline of how this shit is working out. You basically meet with the family and you tell them we're going to present this information to the grand jury, but then the governor comes out and says, there's nothing to see here. Nothing happened.
Tonight, we hear from the governor on the death investigation of Nolan Wells. Comes on the same day as parents and attorney met with leaders this morning. 16 WAPT's Carlos Garcia here with the latest on the case tonight. Carlos.
That's right. Well, today the family attorney said once the investigation into Nolan Wells' death is complete, it will be turned over to the DA. Governor Tate Reeves also speaking out about the case nearly 2 weeks after the teen's disappearance and eventual death. Nolan Wells was last seen on July 4th after being out with friends. His body found 2 days later in the water at Horn Island. Family and friends have spoken out about the kind of person that Wells was and say they're still searching for answers. When asked about the tragic incident, here's what the governor had to say.
I don't know all of the facts surrounding the case. I have yet to see a fact or a piece of evidence that suggests any foul play. But if there is, I feel confident that the sheriff's office, the district attorney's office, the members at the Department of Public Safety that deal with these crimes, if there had been one, they will find it and they will do what is necessary.
During a news conference with the family attorney, Ben Crump, we learned that Wells' parents and attorneys met with the Jackson County DA. They said the case will be turned over to a grand jury. They also said they will do a joint search of Wells' phone, which was not with him at the time of his death. And Crump called the meeting with the DA respectful, but said questions still remain tonight.
So guys, this is where it becomes a problem. Whenever you have a governor, because people look at positions, you know, you're in a position of authority and you're running around here saying, oh, there's nothing to see here. You know, there's no crime. This is bad. This is bad. And it's something that should not be happening, but it happened. And this is why I said, look, I don't believe anything is going to happen in this case simply because you got a loose lip governor that's basically saying, oh, it's nothing happened here, which, you know, he should have just said, listen, it's an open investigation. I'm not going to comment on it. We're just going to let the facts come out. These people, this is how I feel like they're all working together. Okay. They stated that this was a drowning on day one. On day one. Now, somebody put in a comment, look at my comment. I cannot look at everybody's comment. I just randomly just pick comments. If you have something that you want me to read, and if I don't read it, you can super chat it. It's not an amount but a super chat. You just super chat it and it highlights green. I just randomly pick any comment. Again, if you want me to read it, it's going to stand out. Then you just do super chat. Okay. You can do super chat, whatever amount you want to do with super chat. Okay. Because I just pretty much just grab these comments, and sometimes I obviously can't read them all. But make sure you guys are liking the video. I heard Nolan was screaming at the pool party and the mom told Warren to get out. Yeah, exactly. I heard that too. I heard that too. You know, again, we're pretty much trying to figure out our own narrative of what happened because they're not telling us anything. They said he drowned, said he didn't drown. How the F anybody know if they said they didn't know? Exactly. It's just, I'm shaking my head because the story just doesn't add up. It just doesn't. And I, you know, I know it's the family's decision whether they want to open or close the casket, but I do think that the mother I think she should have just had the casket open so everybody could have saw. Because we all have heard multiple stories. Some people say he's been beat. And I think that, you know, they could have said, listen, you can't bring your phones or whatever, but it's their decision. But I think, you know, the public should have been able to see it. If you guys recall with Emmett Till, people have been drawn like a contrast between Emmett Till in this case as well. And one of the things that they have stated was the death of Emmett Till and the birth and the death of Nolan Wells was kind of symbolic per se. So I don't know. Like I said, they make their own decisions. But I mean, at this point, we all in. Like, we've been talking about this case. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It's just not good. Not good. Somebody said, trust me, the parents know. What do you mean? Let me see. Where did that comment go? You said open casket will mess up their case. What case? I don't understand what you mean. They're trying to figure out what happened to their son. An open casket will mess up their case. What case? Yeah, I don't know what you mean when you say it'll mess up their case. Again, if you guys have something that you definitely want me to read, go ahead and super chat it because I'm just randomly selecting comments. Okay, they said remove. Let's see. Oh, that's a long name. Okay, let's get you up out of here. I will gladly remove you. Y'all, like, I don't understand, you know, why people come in chats. Get the hell up out of here. Get your ass up out of here. Go find you some friends. Don't come over here. We don't want you over here. Why waste your time? I'm going to ban you and block you. And, you know, what are you going to do then? Get your ass up out of here. Go find you some friends. Go find a life. You know, go find some good old white people that look like you. Why are you over here? Why are you here? Now you can just see us. You can't participate because you're slow, okay? I'm just gonna ask y'all to be respectful in the chat. Like, I mean, I get it, we're online and you could just put stuff in the chat because you feel like people don't know who you are. But I will block you, okay? I don't want crazy shit in my chat. As a matter of fact, I don't even want you over here if you ignorant. Like, seriously, I don't even like ignorant people. If you don't know how to conduct yourself, I'm going to block you. I feel like we can all say what we need to say in a respectful manner. Don't be talking about these parents. You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, I know your parents taught you some kind of mannerisms. Like, come on now. You know, I'm gonna block you. You know, my goal is not to be over here dragging people that's already going through. Okay, go to another channel for that foolery. Exactly. I ain't no motherfucking Nancy Grace. Right. Her racist ass. She gonna say anything against a black person. Yeah, I've been hearing that. People say Christine does favor Emmett Till. I've heard that. Thank you, Diva 19XX. Thank you for the 350 gems. I appreciate it. Allegedly, Katie Cousins is on the run. I heard that too, but again, you know they be lying on the internet. So why would they be on the run? It's just, let me just kind of explain to y'all something too. This is what y'all should know about white tea folks. They lie all the time. They're always a victim. Whenever it's a situation where they've done something, especially when it comes to this good old internet, they put out fake information. They did the same thing with Carmelo Anthony. So her cousins, how is her cousins on the run when them friends ain't on the run? I mean, they literally had the boy's cell phone. I've heard that, you know, YouTubers, they be making up shit lying too. So I don't know. I don't know about that story. I don't know about that story. There's also a narrative that's running around saying that, well, let me let y'all show. I'm gonna show y'all something else because some people just, you know, some of their stories be a little bit off, and I just be watching, and I'll be like, damn, just yesterday it was this, and you know, I start to think that they just be making shit up because, you know, at least me, I kind of stay within the same narrative unless something crazy comes out. But some of this shit they be coming up with, I just be like, damn, where that came from? Let me see if I can find this video for y'all because I was just like, you know, I like Secret Service Sam, but I think he just be making shit up sometimes. It's like every 2 hours he be online saying something different. And I'm like, dude, you please be quiet. Listen to this one right here.
I'm here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update and some interesting things that are just coming to our attention. A woman named Anna C. Moore, this is all allegedly, said she remembers seeing them fighting or having an altercation, Nolan with his friends, at around 4:01 p.m. As we know, they left the island at 4:30 p.m. So this would make sense in the timeline sense. Now, also something else, if you listen to like the only video we have, if you listen closely, it sounds like they're saying F you. It says, you're not getting on the boat, F you.
Now, listen, this is where I stopped listening to these people because at first it was give me my effing phone. So now is you're not getting on my boat, F you. I'm over that. I'm over that. Okay. I'm over that. So he's saying now that that same audio that we have heard where people were saying, he was saying, give me my effing phone, that now they're saying you're not getting on the effing boat. And I'm like, you know what, Secret Service Sam, I'm over it at this point. You know, it's okay to not have anything to say. It's okay. Because this right here had took me out.
Listen to this audio, see what you think.
So now I guess is you can't get on my effing boat. I'm just like, you know what? Can we just skip this at this point? Because, you know, we clearly don't know what they're saying. Okay. We clearly don't know what they're saying. Yeah, but this is the same audio. This is that same audio. It don't matter if it was multiple altercations. This is that same audio. This that same audio. So now we saying it's something else that they saying. Well, let's just leave this audio alone at this moment.
Of course, I can't be positive of what is being said, but if this is the altercation that Nolan was involved in,
we have went over this 1,000 and 2,000,000 times. Okay. Somebody else had done come out and say that it was them. Now we don't know if that boy is lying, but I do think we getting a little bit far-fetched. Now we're gonna say they're saying get off of my MF and Mo. Listen, they need to take this audio and put it have somebody maybe go through it to figure out exactly what they're saying, because then tomorrow we gonna say it's saying something else. So I'm just like, Secret Service Sam, you are right, but every 5 minutes you coming out with something different, and it's getting tiring.
and somebody said they thought they heard him say, "Give me my phone back," and somebody said, "You're not getting on the boat, F you." This kind of ties some things together. Also, here's something interesting. Katie McCormick, the woman who allegedly was last seen with Nolan, her dad was the Biloxi fire captain. Okay, I don't think he is anymore. You can see him in this picture. He was talking about fireworks and kids should never light them off without adult supervision. Kids should never go boating without adult supervision, really, honestly. But it just goes to show how connected this town is. And if her dad was a fire captain, there's Ashley Cole, a judge involved.
So, and this is when I think he's cool, but this is where the white tea folks need to stay the hell out of our business, because you see how we take a serious situation and now we become conspiracy theorists. Wait a minute. Her father and his job, what the hell does this have to do with this case? It's just too much. The audio was transcribed on Nancy's, not promoting her. She just did. Yeah, you just did. I'm gonna have to remove your comment because I don't mess with her like that. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to remove that. Don't come over here with none of that. That lady is a whole racist. Y'all can run over there and listen to her. She don't even really like black folks like that. So if you want me to read your comment, you can just super chat it. I'm gonna have to reread these comments because we don't, not thinking about that lady. Let me read some of what y'all comments saying. It's a lot of I'm gonna read this comment because somebody said, where did it go? You said Katie dad is a big dude. I believe they don't like Katie talking to a black. It's a lot of people that don't like their white daughters talking to a black dude. But where it gets a little bit crazy for me though, is where did the conspiracy come from that her family unalived him? I think that's like there is not even a little bit of evidence that happened. So that's where I just be like, this is just way too far. I mean, I think that's just way too far. Way too far. And the fact of the matter is, Don Perkins said, them people on that town, that's why we got no arrests. All of them are suspect kids, adults. They own that town. Exactly. It's a lot going on. I mean, nobody has said anything as it relates to the adults that was on the boat. I mean, y'all do know that there were adults on the boat. None of that has been stated. No, I know you're just speculating, but I've been hearing that, but I'm just thinking that. So I think I would be more inclined to believe that, okay, it could have been a Katie situation, but it's just too many things is pointing toward the friends. I mean, the friends had the phone. The friends just were not forthcoming with any information. Why was they so secretive? You know, Katie was, you know, talking to the family. She has cooperated. Generally, when a person is guilty, or if they have or feel like they have some level of guilt, they will go get them an attorney, which is going to advise them to not speak. And that's what we got from these boys. They unalive Nolan, and that's a fact. 3 white boys on the boat and 1 black boy. Come on, do the math. Black boy don't come back. Boy don't come back. My 3-year-old grandchild can figure that out. Listen, I mean, that's what it gives to me. I mean, that's just what it gives to me. I mean, your friend passed away. You've been missing in action the whole time. The fact of when they were searching for him, they out to eat and kicking it. I don't believe they ever liked him. You know, sometimes y'all, listen, this is what I learned. This is what I learned in life. Now that I can reflect back on my life, a lot of people that I hung around with as a young person, they didn't like me either. They liked me because of what I brought. If you hung around me, you got all the dudes with all the money. And that they liked it that. You got, you know, I was popular. So everybody knew me, everybody liked me. But when I was young back then, I didn't see life the way that I see it now. But now that I'm older, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't even look at it like that. So they said Nolan was popular. They said everybody liked him. I don't think they really liked him. I don't think they liked him. They probably liked being around him because what came with him, the attention that he got. They couldn't have liked him. They couldn't have liked him. Your friend passes away or your friend is missing and you out eating damn breakfast talking about, oh, well, people gonna think that we did it anyway. Did what? Did what? People gonna think you did what? Yeah, they didn't like Nolan. I don't care what nobody say. They didn't like him. There's no way that they liked him. And listen, I don't like the word jealous, but it's something. It's something. They did not like him. There is no way in hell that your friend passes away or even your friend is missing, okay? And you're talking about, oh, well, y'all gonna think that y'all think we did something anyway. Who says that? No. Absolutely not. I do believe that they had something to do with it. And, you know, I don't like the word jealous, but I do think that this is a case of jealousy. I really do. I really do. I really, truly do. Excuse me. I think Judge Ashley was missing around. Was missing around? What you mean? You messing around? I don't know what you mean by that. It could have been premeditated. It could have been. I mean, if y'all just think about, let's just listen to this call. Yeah, have y'all listened? Well, I'm sure you have, but the call for help, that wasn't no damn call for help, talking about the boat is sinking. But then when asked, is everybody in good health? I feel like that was staged. Who the hell says, is everybody in good health? Who says that? Let me see if I can bring that call up. Or even this. What did y'all think about the video where they talk about the boat GPS? Like, you know, when the, what is she? The judge, when she talked about saying that, you know, they had left at, you know, this time, I think it was 4:30 or something. I don't remember, but she didn't mention this.
News obtained GPS data from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, tracking the exact movements of the boat that carried Nolan to Horn Island on July 4th. According to that data, the boat left its dock at approximately 9:56 that morning. It arrived at Horn Island at 11:14. CBS News has previously reported, separately, that Nolan was not on the boat when it eventually departed the island that afternoon. That's the baseline, a normal, unremarkable start to what should have been an ordinary holiday outing. According to the GPS data, the boat left Horn Island at 4:31 that afternoon and returned to its original departure dock. That timestamp is worth pausing on because it lines up closely with what's already been publicly stated. Judge Ashley Cole, in her own account of that day, said the group left the island around 4:30 due to the boat taking on water and an issue with the bilge pump. The GPS data now gives that claim something it didn't have before, an independent technical timestamp that roughly matches the account given by one of the families involved. That's meaningful corroboration on this one specific point. It doesn't resolve the larger dispute about why Nolan wasn't on that boat when it left, but it does confirm the boat itself actually did leave around the time it was said to have left. It's worth being careful about how much weight to put on this kind of corroboration, though. Confirming that a boat departed at a certain time doesn't confirm every other detail in the account attached to that timestamp. Judge Cole's statement bundled several claims together: the departure time, the reason for leaving, the bilge pump issue, and Nolan's stated decision to stay behind. The GPS data only speaks to one of those, the timing of the boat's movement. It says nothing about whether the bilge pump genuinely malfunctioned or about what was actually said between Nolan and the friends who left without him. A partially corroborated account isn't the same as a fully corroborated one, and it's worth keeping that distinction clear as this case continues to develop. Here's where the GPS data gets genuinely interesting, and where it introduces a detail that hasn't appeared in any account we've covered so far. After returning to the original dock, the boat...
Okay, wait a minute. Let me get the other one. But basically in that video, what is being stated is, you know, the judge made her statement, but girl, you didn't mention, you know, that boat had been out multiple times, you know, for a boat that had a bilge pump issue.
GPS data gets genuinely interesting, and where it introduces a detail that hasn't appeared in any account we've covered so far. After returning to the original dock, the boat didn't simply stay there for the night. According to the data, it left again, traveling into Fort Bayou at 5:52 that evening. It returned to the dock at 6:06. Then, later that same evening, at 7:19, the boat went to the Fort Bayou boat launch. From there, it appears to have been towed overland, presumably by a vehicle, to the residence of the boat's owners in Biloxi. Sit with that sequence for a second. The boat arrives back at its home dock around 4:30 in the afternoon. Then, roughly 90 minutes later, it goes back out for a 14-minute round trip into Fort Bayou. Then, about an hour after that, it makes a third movement to a boat launch before finally being trailered home for the night. Nobody, in any interview, any press conference, any witness account we've reviewed so far has mentioned this second trip. Not Judge Cole's statement, not Elmore's account of retrieving the keys, not Javon Williams, not Trace Eston Shepard. This is a documented, time-stamped movement of the boat that, as of this reporting, has no public explanation attached to it at all. There are, of course, entirely innocent explanations available.
Miss Pinky 626 said, Ashley Cole designed the alibi with the water coming in. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. At the end of the day, the judge is no more than an attorney, an elected attorney. She's an attorney. She knows what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. I want to get into the call where they called for help and said they were having a problem with the bilge pump, but it just seems so damn fake. And this is coming from Hype Plus TV.
Club Fight Plus News. I'm John Abba.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
Imagine being in this much water, talking about we're sinking. We're sinking. You hear no screams. What? You sinking? I don't feel like that was actually what was happening. I feel like that was something that they did for whatever reason, but it just did not seem like an emergency. A lot of people said this did not seem like an emergency.
Last night, we would share breaking news in regards to Nolan Wells, as audio from a toll call made by his friends around 3 p.m. on July 4th, according to NBC News, would be released. Now, in an extended version of this call, we are now hearing where they were exactly when the call was made. According to now released audio and GPS graphics, they were on the western tip of Horn Island.
We're at the
Now, the what's important about this is, and when I watched his video, I literally went back and researched it, where they called guys and said, we're at the west tip of Horn Island. If you go right now and Google, where was Nolan Wells' body found? Guess where it was found? Right here. Right here. When they were calling and saying we're at the northwest tip, why were they at the same place that they found Nolan Wells? So it was in that same area. And with them saying his body wasn't waterlogged would indicate that he died prior to hitting the water. He was already deceased. Now, we don't know because obviously they haven't provided the autopsy, but I'm only saying this because if you guys remember, the guy from the Cajun Navy was the first person to say that the body wasn't waterlogged. But this is, some of the things that people are saying. They're doing a terrible job with investigating this case. So you mean to tell me nobody paid attention to their call and being in the same vicinity as the body ended up washing up in that same area? This don't make any sense.
west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
Now, as you know, we've been following the story, and what we have now noticed is that the call looks to be made in the same area Nolan's body was found 2 days later on Monday.
Why do you guys think that? Why was that? Like, what is a coincidence that they were in the same area? Do you think that they made this call not knowing if somebody saw them? I don't know, but what a coincidence. But one of the things, guys, that we have not heard is we have not heard anybody say this. Like, you can, let's Google it. I'm going to Google it really fast for y'all so y'all can see. I'm going to Google this really fast. All right. I'm going to share this really quick with y'all because this is on Google. I mean, this is what they said. Where was Nolan Wells' body found? The body of 18-year-old Nolan Wells' body was found on July 6th, face down in the water of the northwest shoreline of Horn Island. I'm just saying, I don't feel like they're trying to find, what happened to Nolan Wells. I mean, because this should have been right there, like asking questions. Why have nobody been arrested? Why haven't they been forced to stay overnight and, be drilled and ask questions over and over? Are you sure? Your friend said this. You know how they do Black folks. Why is this being labeled an accidental drowning? Nah, I don't believe it.
As local outlet WLOX stated, around 8:45 a.m., Sheriff Ledbetter confirmed authorities received a call reporting a body found at the northwestern tip of Horn Island.
Northwestern tip of Horn Island. This is what they said. This is where they said they were when they called.
The body was discovered by a U.S. Park Service ranger. Now, this clearly now gives us a better understanding that when the friends allegedly last seen Nolan at 3 p.m., they would make a call about the boat taking in water in needing of a tow. GPS data graphics would again also confirm they were located on the northwestern tip of the island.
They were located in the same area that the body was found in. It's just it's too many things going on here for nobody to have been arrested. There's just too many things. It's too many things. The fact that they have an attorney has nothing to do with their ass can be arrested. Your attorney can come and meet you down here because you about to go to jail. Nothing is happening here. But all of these different stories, and none of this makes any sense. None of it adds up. None of it.
Now at 4:31 p.m., they would eventually be towed for about 2.7 miles out before returning to normal operation and headed back to land. Now, after gathering all this information, it now seems for some that Nolan's incident, given that his body was found in the same area, had to have happened between the call at 3 p.m. when they stated to last seeing him and when they would be towed away at 4:31 p.m. Now, another thing that would stand out in the audio and raise suspicions is that the dispatcher would ask the boat's operator if everyone on board was in good health. And in response to that, he would go on to say, yeah, everybody is on board.
Is everybody on board and is everybody in good health? Yes. I don't know. This is just don't add up. You said, I wonder if you can Google the 4th of July. What do you mean when you say, I wonder if you can Google the 4th of July? Google what?
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Now, what is hard to understand for some is if they waited for a tow to help them leave the island, why did they continue having no contact with Nolan, given that they were all friends and this towing incident seemed like an emergency? Also, according to the released GPS graphics, it does not appear that the boat was too far out for them to see or be near the shoreline. Again, this would happen as they reportedly had Nolan's phone on the boat and that Nolan allegedly wanted to stay back to speak with a girl he just met.
Nolan wanted to stay back and speak with a girl that he just met, all while they got his phone. That right there is just enough to bring their ass in. That don't even make sense. You know, you can say, you know, when you get in the water, you don't take your phone. I mean, that makes sense. But when you leave because you say that you're going on a boat with somebody else, of course you would take your phone. Why would he leave his phone? Makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. No sense. I feel like this calling for a toll was nothing more than an alibi. You know, so again, we don't know what happened, but when I listened to that call, I'm like, this was not even an emergency. Like, what did you really call for? What did you really call for? I don't know, though, because some people feel like that something happened at a pool party. We don't know. You know, the autopsy would be nice.
Now, on Wednesday, Nolan's family representatives would speak to the Mississippi DA to hear the latest. They would go on to admit that not much new information was shared, but that the DA will be presenting evidence to a grand jury to declare how the mysterious death of Wells should move forward.
The crazy part about that, and I've mentioned that, I don't know how you present anything to a grand jury without knowing who this, you know, person is that allegedly did whatever it was that they did. So I don't know about the grand jury shit. Let's just be honest. I mean, who is the person that you're presenting to the grand jury? You just can't present shit to the grand jury without having a person of interest. So I don't know. That's just a little bit crazy to me. Fake call using voice record. They were sitting next to each other, no air or wind noise. Yeah, it doesn't seem like an authentic call. He would have never left his phone to no teenager. No teenager would leave his phone. And Mod said he would take his phone to text the girl. That's real talk. Yeah, so it just doesn't add up. It doesn't. I feel like they know what happened. But you're dealing with Mississippi. You're dealing with a bunch of people that are very much familiar with one another. You know, we're going to just sweep this under the rug. That boy drowned. You see how long it took to arrest the neighbor for unaliving a lady with the 4 children. I think you're talking about that story where the elderly neighbor, she, got her through the door. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about in Florida? I can't remember the name, but I think I know what you're talking about. The only way a person can say they know something is if they have firsthand knowledge or perform the autopsy. Which is it? Which is it? Does CYA means covering your ass? Yeah, we're trying to get the autopsy. It would be nice to get that, It would be nice to get the autopsy. Again, that's kind of what make people think that is some foul play here. Like, why come you guys just can't release the autopsy? Like, today is the 20th, tomorrow will be the 21st. What's the plan here? What's the plan here? No autopsy. If you guys are just joining, make sure you are liking the video, subscribe, share the live. Why was Trayston fighting over his phone? The interesting part of this whole, I'm glad you brought that up. Why was Trayston fighting over his phone? Because Javon testified that he broke it up. He testified that he broke it up, but then he testified that he was for sure or thought that it was Trayston. Then I thought about it. If you were breaking it up, how is it that you're not sure if it was Trayston? So, good question. You can Google about 4th of July. They do have a document of declaration. Who are you talking about when you say you can Google about the 4th of July? I don't know what you mean when you say about you can Google. Like, what do you mean? Like when you say they? That's the part I'm missing. Are you talking about the KKK? Is that what you're talking about? And why don't we live in a world where, they allow a KKK to operate? They should be in jail. Like, anybody that participate in KKK activities need to go to the jail. Come on now. Get out of this country. Get up out of here. Why are they allowed to participate in shit like that? If you want to participate in the shit like that, get up out of here. Go to another place. My cousin passed away in her sleep, and we didn't get the autopsy results until a year later. Yeah, but your cousin passed away in her sleep. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, autopsies don't take a year. I'm not sure where you live or what that's about, but yeah, it don't take a year. Sometimes there's always more to the story, but people don't tell the whole story. So I'm sure there was something else going on because an autopsy does not take a year. Sometimes people can challenge autopsies and say, oh no, I don't believe this is correct. If autopsies took a year, nobody would have them because, the amount of people that die on a consistent basis, they would never get caught up. So they definitely don't take a year. Traces originally was hollering at his girlfriend that took his phone. Then some guy intervened, which started a bigger argument. I think you're talking about the Trayston. And what's the deal with taking the people phones? Like, is this just crazy? Leave somebody's phone alone. So they tried to take Trayston's phone and also had Nolan's phone. I think the comment was that I guess his girlfriend tried to take his phone. I have no idea. I found it very interesting that Javon said that he intervened in that situation, but later said that he thought that it was Trayston. So these are the things, that people have issues with, because how did you break up an altercation and not know who was a part of the altercation? Very interesting. I seen a social media post from a person on an adjacent boat. They said Nolan was with the group who had the altercation amongst themselves. Yes, I heard that as well. I definitely heard that as well. The examination is done within 72 hours. but Reed Labs and toxicology included us minimum 6 to 9 weeks. Okay. You know, people keep saying that. You know, people keep saying that. I'm telling you, I done saw that in comments. I have saw that a lot of places. I've saw that. You know, I don't know. I don't hang out with them folks like that. You know, I just don't. If you act like that, you wouldn't be around me. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you nothing like that. Some people keep saying clan activities. I don't know. I really don't. I wouldn't be able to tell you. It's just some things I would never have any type of experience because I don't hang around folks like that. Not at all. So if you guys just came in, make sure you are liking the video. Even if you've been here, all I need you to do is hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. I'm guessing the dad was messing him up and the boys jumped in. Huh? What you mean the dad was messing him up? I have no idea. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. The dad was messing him up. What dad? I didn't know that. See, I have a Snapchat, but I don't be on Snapchat like that. Snapchat is just too much for me. I try Snapchat. Oh, I'm gonna be yawning. Oh my gosh, I need to be ashamed of myself. Yawning. I need to be ashamed of myself. Have you guys been liking the video? Let me just check something. I just need you to like the video, okay? Let's see here. Like the video, please. I appreciate it. You guys like the video. So let's see here. Oh. All right, let me just see something. All right, y'all, just give me a second. I'm checking out some. All right, guys, make sure you're liking the video. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. But what are you guys saying in the chat here? I don't know. How do y'all feel about everything as it relates to this case? I know a lot of people are saying that they still have more time to conduct the autopsy. My only concern as it relates to the autopsy is that they have already made preliminary comments. And those comments are simply saying that it was a drowning. And I feel like as a professional, you know, and especially somebody that has, you know, conducted autopsies, not saying that I've conducted autopsies, but I feel like the people who do that work, and I feel like as a governor who's familiar with the people that do that work, to come out and say that there's no foul play, I think that's a huge problem. I think that is a huge problem. And, you know, I can't wait until Ben Crump sues the fuck out of them. Because the way that this family has been treated is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know, no protocol, not reaching out. Did you all know, I found this out as I followed this story, that in Jackson, they actually have a protocol that they must follow up with a victim, I believe, within 3 days. None of that happened with this family. None of it happened. Right. They didn't report a missing until 11 o'clock. And I spoke on that already. It's the waiting until 11 o'clock, I think that was definitely them planning this, because guess what? Guess what is hard to do at 11 o'clock? Look for somebody, because it's dark. If you thought he was okay, why in the hell did you think at 11 o'clock that he was still missing? I mean, I guess so. You have his phone. I just don't feel like they're going to solve this case, guys, because I feel like it's an intentional cover-up. I feel like everything that they're doing at this particular time is intentional. And frankly, I don't even think they care. I really don't. I don't think they care. I mean, we saw this play out so many times over and over again. You know, I'm always bring up Carmelo because, you know, that was the last case that I was covering on this channel. You know, we learned all of the bullshit that they did to Carmelo in open court. Like, they don't give a damn. Y'all got to understand, we have a president in the White House that is pushing racism. Now, he can't force people to be racist, but I'm telling you, when you a good old nasty racist and you already ignorant as hell, because I feel like anybody that treats people different or don't like a person based on the color of their skin that they didn't choose anyways, you're ignorant as hell. So I feel like when you have a president that's pushing that shit, then you got these ignorant, low vibrational ass people, and they're like, oh yeah, I can be, you know, I can be my racist out, you know, out loud and just do whatever. They loving it. Unfortunately, we got 2 more years of this bullshit. You know, I know a lot of people think that voting don't help. It's not going to change your damn life. But in this case, it did, because we let the wrong person get in the White House. You know, and I don't understand how folks voted for Donald Trump. I just don't. He was the president before. I don't know why anybody believed his lies when he lied the first time. Like, he has this is all he does is lie. It's just we're messed up, at least for the next 2 years. We're messed up. We're in a messed up situation. What are y'all saying in the chat? I mean, I'm just saying what it is. We messed up. We're in a messed up situation. I understand people wanted change and all of this, but I don't know why in the fuck somebody would vote for Donald Trump. I just don't. I mean, he, you know, I think it makes certain people feel good when they feel accepted by certain people. Donald Trump don't like black people. I don't give a damn what nobody say. He likes the black people that he can use. And then when he's done with you, he gonna throw you out like he throw the rest of the people out. You know, one thing he don't discriminate on is when he don't like you, he just treats you all the same. But it is a disdain that he has for colored folks. I mean, come on now, we can't sit up here and act like the man like black folks. He only like the ones that he can use. Of course, you know, he used black folks so he can say he ain't racist. This is typical behavior. So, yeah, I don't know what we gonna do. Like I said, we got 2 more years of this shit. 2 more years of this. We have 2 more years of this. Now, what are y'all saying? Because I'm about to jump off because I have another video coming up at 9 o'clock. So I got to get out of here. Yeah, white tea supremacy. Trump does not like anyone who isn't white, male and rich, old con man, right? And you know what? Free thinker, think, you know, consider that it's still black people that still like and vote for Donald Trump. And I just be like, you couldn't like yourself. Like, if nothing at all, why are you supporting a man that don't like black people? Donald Trump is so ignorant. He's so freaking ignorant. He thought taking away DEI was going to bring black folks down. DEI is also women. The number one people who, you know, who's able to utilize DEI is white women. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like and then look how he come after black women. He loved trying to talk about an educated black woman and barely finished damn high school. Barely finished high school. He's a hateful idiot. He's obsessed with Barack and Michelle. Just crazy. He's obsessed. How is a man obsessed with another man? That man keep Barack name in his mouth. He want to suck his balls or something, because it just don't make no sense that you keep talking about Barack Obama. Like, it's just obsessed. He's obsessed. He's obsessed. Gina Dallas, thank you for, wait a minute, where did it go? Thank you for the 350 gems. Oh, I missed one. Nurse Am1, thank you for the 200 gems. Oh, I missed this one. Mendret, I hope I'm saying your name right. Mendret. Jealousy is real and will make people take you out. Look at Shaquilla Robinson case. Her best friend set her up and watched her get unalive. Listen, I'm telling y'all, look, if I think you don't like me, just know I ain't messing with you. Yes. And the thing about it, that's why you have to watch your circumstances and who you're around, because you won't even know or feel like you really have nothing. Or I won't say you won't feel like you have nothing. Some people, I'm gonna use myself for instance, it used to be very hard for me to notice stuff like that, because a lot of times we think people are like us. So if we feel a certain way, we think everybody feel like that. So if you're not like that, sometimes you don't really be like, oh, they're jealous of me or nothing, because you be thinking, okay, I'm good, but I would, so yeah, you got to be careful. You got to know. If you think a person don't F with you, they don't. They don't. My whole concern, why Javon was not with Nolan the whole time. If that was his best friend, obviously those boys did not like Javon. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. Javon didn't give best friend to me. I don't know what he gave to y'all, but Javon did not give best friend to me. Did he give best friend to y'all? That he didn't give best friend to me. Again, when Nolan's mother was talking about Javon and Jalen, and then Javon did that interview, I still wasn't realizing it was Javon, because he wasn't giving best friend energy. I'm just gonna tell y'all like how I feel. It wasn't giving best friend energy. It really wasn't. See, what people have to understand with voting and when it comes to elections, you only get a couple of candidates. You got to pick, both of the candidates could be candidates that you don't like. You may not like neither one of them, but what the average person will do is say, I'm not voting. No, you pick the candidate that you can live with, and the one you can't, don't vote for them. People be like, I'm not voting for Kamala. She did this, she did that. Okay, well, do you want to vote for Donald Trump? Because he want to make it so your ass don't ever have to vote again. So you really have to, and again, Donald Trump has a history of racism. There was nothing he could say to make me believe him, because his history spoke for him. A new person could have got my vote before Donald Trump would. Absolutely not. You said Tristan a snake as well. Who is Tristan? Yeah, independents are on the ballot, but they don't never get, again, they're not going to get there. They won't win. You have to vote for somebody that's going to win. I mean, you can vote for an independent all day. They're not going to win. I can write my name in there. I ain't going to win. So, you can, I don't know, I don't know. That's kind of how we, in the place that we're in now, because people can't seem to understand that somebody gonna win, whether you like them or not. You don't have to agree with everything somebody does. Like, you have friends. You don't agree with everything your friend do. You don't agree with everything your mama do. You don't agree with everything your woman or your man do. Why do you think you got to have a president that you agree with everything that they do? No, it don't work like that. The only person that's going to agree with everything is you going to agree with everything that you do. Y'all stop thinking that you have to agree with everything a person does. Like, come on now. It don't work like that. It just don't work like that. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even really consider myself a Democrat. I just vote for issues. But let me just tell y'all this. If I wanted to vote Republican, I could never do it under this president. Hell to the no. Because the shit that they're doing is criminal. Now, I don't like to tell people what party to vote for, but I feel like for what's going on now, you better vote with them Dems. And then when you get a better candidate for Republican, then switch back over, because they're trying to take people rights away. Like, come on now. You got to let people choose and do what it is that they want to do. Stop wasting your vote. Vote. Stop wasting your voice. Vote Democrat November 26th. Get this. Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, we got to. Criminal. I mean, it got to be a new word for him. I have never in my life saw anything like this. This man, how many felonies do Donald Trump have? Like, he got more felonies than the whole Black community. Just a horrible person. Well, y'all, I'm about to get on up out of here. I just need you guys to do one quick thing before you leave. If you can please hype up the stream, share the stream. And before you leave, if you have not liked the video, please go ahead and like the video. And I'll catch you guys later. It's been great. Thank y'all so much for your support. And shout out to the mods in the chat. Thank you guys for helping 34 felonies. Exactly. Who in the hell has 34 felonies? 37. I mean, 34, 37. It's the same thing. And that doesn't even include being sued for SA. Like, I could never vote for him. Like, never. Yeah, y'all, we got to get him out of here. I mean, listen, again, if you're a Republican, you're going to have to roll with the Dems. And then when you get you a better Republican candidate, then just go on back over there. But right now, we don't need no damn dictator. A dictator? What is that? Do y'all know Donald Trump don't like people to have freedom of speech? He don't like us even talking about him. What type of weird ass shit is that? We live in America. We can say what we want to say. Exactly. The father of a Klansman. But I will see y'all in the next video, because I do have a video coming up in like 8 minutes, y'all. So that's why I got to get out of here. But thank y'all so much for your support. Like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys have not enabled your bell notification, do that, because that will let you know when I go live or when I upload a video.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear. I'm still here. Da 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 da. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk, lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Yeah. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk, lives right here.
Stretch words like
spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha channel.
See y'all tomorrow.